music is the essence of existing. Vinyl Conflict was opened to give those genres kind of a showcase to the area. You could go to Plan 9 and buy a hardcore record, but the hardcore record was like a section, which is cool. And Vinyl Conflict was open to like have like a store dedicated to that style of music. We started off as kind of a specific underground punk and heavy metal store, hardcore, and still very interested in, helping out the local scene. There's a lot of record stores all over the country, and a lot of them carry very similar stock. We're carrying very niche stuff that people are seeking for that a lot of stores don't carry. We have a heavy selection of used, so we really like helping the community buying used records off people and being able to share them again with the public. A lot of record stores across the country that are doing very similar stuff. So, they'll put us in touch with a record store in a different state, and we trade records and we send them to each other, and they're sending me like a local hip-hop record from their town and I'm sending them the Nick record or something like that. We were being able to help local bands, maybe friends bands from out of town, other people who like had the same passion that we did in other cities, and be able to trade records. And honestly, it was a global network. There's people from all over the world that we were trading records with, importing records with, exporting records to. When you bring your record to my store and you drop it off, you're allowing the public to now come see it. And you can drop it off at the other stores for sure, but like if someone's like rabid for punk rock and stuff or heavy metal or something, this is the place where you can probably come and meet that person as well. It's very inviting. We're not trying to separate it where this is the artist and you'll never meet that person. Like Nick's in here all the time. It's just like people get a chance to kind of see him and stuff, and a lot of the bands are customers before they like kind of their band gets big. And I've watched so many kids get into hardcore, start their first band, start their second band, their third band gets huge, and I'm like, I've seen them since they were 16 years old. The Vinyl Conflict Records specifically is a label that covers Richmond artists only. So we were trying to give the opportunity to Richmond artists that maybe couldn't find their home on a label. My time in Richmond that I've noticed is there's a lot of people, for whatever reason, that don't talk. And they all are into very similar things. And they're into similar bands, and they have friends in some bands, and they have friends in other bands. They haven't met each other, and so on. And I think that like the great thing that we've been able to supply with Vinyl Conflict is that we have bridged a lot of these gaps. That's not 100% me. They're on their own journey, but like it's been really cool facilitating an area where they've been able to bring their demos and sell it for the first time. The Nicholas F. record. This one's on a label that Nicholas started himself called Trick Dice Records that I'm a part of, but I actually put his last record out called Stuck, and that came out in 2018. He was performing on this large bill with another local artist, Little Ugly Mane. Nick opened, and a bunch of other local artists opened, and I was familiar with the album, but I saw him live. I was there. And it just like absolutely like blew me away. And then I approached him afterwards and was like, hey, do you have a record deal? What's going on with this? And at that given moment, the album was just digital. I have my ear to the ground and I'm approaching artists that excite me. 90% of the time, the things that we're actually pressing are things that I've personally sought out and something I enjoyed and wanted to link up with personally. I think that a lot of people, when they are thinking about a record store, look at it from a view of, oh, I heard this song, I want to find it, and they come in and they find it or they don't, and that's cool. We love that too. But I think that we need to break the notion that you can't ask questions. We love answering questions. We're not that store. We're not going to laugh at you. We're not going to be dismissive. Like, even if you're like thinking what you're going to ask is a weird question, like, we want to learn too. A lot of the music I learn about is from my customers. They want me to special order something, and then I don't just order it and never listen to it. I listen to it, then I order it. There's always more to learn, and it never stops. There's no way you can hear everything.